What's up, folks? So today I was talking to one of my friends, and he was telling me something about a girl that he was dealing with, and he basically found out that on the day when he came out here into Florida for his brother's funeral, she was cheating on him. He couldn't believe that she did it because he claimed that she also sent him money during that same time. And I was telling him that that doesn't mean anything. You know, a girl giving you money is not a signifier that she's not cheating on you. So basically, I was kind of, telling him that at any given time, a girl has at least three men orbiting her sphere, and that she never puts all her eggs in one basket. Three things that you really must know and understand and internalize these things, because they will actually save you from a lot of trouble. Number one, always assume that the girl that you're talking to, she has someone else. Period. It doesn't matter what she tells you. Trust me, you, my friend, are not any special than the last guy she was with. You see, the thing is, you have to understand the game. Like, if a girl walked down the street, like, she literally have every guy at her disposal just wanting to do something with her. Give her money for sex, or give her money just to have her as a friend. Like, trust me, living in Florida kind of really cement this perspective that it is very hard for a girl today to actually submit to one man, simply because of the many offers that she gets, and not to mention social media, which it just amplifies everything. And a girl never put all her eggs in one basket. You see, that is something that businessmen actually learn very early on, because they make that mistake. Women apply that to their dating life. They never put all their eggs in one basket. In fact, I've had friends, girlfriend of mine, that literally tell me how she has never been able to find one man that can satisfy her completely. Why? Because a woman wants to be satisfied emotionally, sexually, and financially. And typically, it's hard for a man to provide those three things combined. So at any given time, even if she commits to you, just assume that there's two other guys. Even if you put a one of those monitors on her ankle, she will find a way to deal with the other guys if she so choose to. Just remember that as a rule. Never assume that you are that special guy. And I'm sure you hear this all the time. All the OGs talks about it. She is not yours. A woman literally is kind of like, you got to treat a woman like you treat a rental car. Make the best use of it. Drive it like, recklessly. Why? Because you probably not going to have money to rent this car again. So go around, show it off, drive that shit as reckless as you want, and just wait for the time that, you're ready to and return it. So the same with a woman. She's not yours. It's just your turn. And at some point in time, she's gonna move on and find you boring. She's gonna move on to somebody else. That is just how the game is played. Okay. So number two, never fall in love. All you really need is to understand the game, how it is played, and you can just play accordingly. You're not going to change the game. Okay? The game has been like this for the longest. And in fact, now the game is completely rigged because of social media, instant gratification. The game is completely rigged. You either learn to play the game or find a loophole around it, but you're not going to change the game. You see, falling in love with a woman will be the death of you, because basically in any given relationship is kind of like a battle for control. You see, the person who is more in his or her feelings, that person has less control, and thus leave the other person to be more logical, and that person has the upper hand. Everything she's doing is to get you to fall in love with her. Because once you fall in love with her, she has nothing. Because the whole idea is if you fall in love with a woman, she then feel like she have conquered you. And once she has conquered you, there's nothing more to do. There's no more mystery. There's nothing for her to do anymore. So at that point, the relationship is going on a decline. So allow her to fall in love. She can fall in love. In fact, that's the only way I think relationship actually works. Obviously, you want her to like you. You know, if she likes you, you don't have to fall in love with her. You literally have to continuously play that game of not falling in love. Women will tell you it's okay to be emotional and do all this pillow talk. Bullshit. Don't do it. Because the moment you do it, she's going to lose all respect for you. She's going to realize, well, that's it. You know, the mystery is done. She cracked open the box. So there's nothing more. There's nothing more mysterious about you. One person is always going to be more in love than the other. You want to invest enough for her to invest more. Because once she has skin in the game, she's going to continuously fight to gain your love, to gain your trust. I don't need to make that a rule. You don't trust a woman whatsoever. It doesn't matter. I think that applies to number one. Never trust a woman. It doesn't matter what she says. If she's not, oh well, congratulations. But just assume she's lying. It doesn't matter what she says. And in fact, she's more likely to be lying for her than telling the truth. Okay? And she could easily cheat on you way easier than you could ever cheat on her. Once someone can tap into your emotion, you have lose all power when it comes to that person, because you allow them to actually find ways, clever ways to actually manipulate you emotionally. Rule number 3, and that's the last one. Don't hate the player. Learn to play the game. When it comes to relationships or dealing with women, you just have to learn to play the game. One thing I see guys do all the time is that when they find out a girl is cheating on them, they go and confront the other guy. That is the lamest shit you could do. You don't go and confront that other guy because he didn't put a gun in her head. She spread her legs willingly. The reason why I'm saying that is because at that moment you're reacting based on emotion. And what's gonna happen is that could lead you in jail. You might just do some shit that you didn't want to do, but you can't take back, and you might end up hurting that guy or hurting the girl. Listen, best thing you can do when it comes to a situation like this, you find out your girl is cheating on you, and it's not out of the ordinary for a girl to actually decide to cheat on you with people that you know, your friends, your family, your co-workers. That is not out of the ordinary. In fact, that is something that happens all the time. Especially if she's cheating on you to get back to you, forget about it. She'll probably do your dad. I know the game is rigged, okay? So when you're dealing with a girl, if she cheats on you and you know the person she cheats on you with, do not confront that person. Now, if that person come and confront you and tell you about it and decide to be like a cool dude and say, you know what, blah, 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 Skip, yo, this is what's going on with your girl and blah, 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 this, that, and the third. Trust me, like you could almost take him at face value. And if you want further proof, set it up. But do not go and fight this guy or confront this guy on some G shit, because it's only gonna land you in jail, okay? You're gonna end up around a whole lot of sausage when you could have just been out here chasing other women. And I don't advocate for any men to be chasing women. You know, as a young man, you have a lot more going for you. That is something I did in my younger years. I wasn't very successful with women in high school, but after high school, I became very good. I pretty much really studied the whole game, and then I unleashed the beast. So it became literally what I did for a very long time. So now I retrieve from doing that, and I'm focusing on other better areas in my life. But they're out here. Like Gucci Mane said, girls are like buses. You miss one, next 15, one coming. So there's no need for you to go crazy and let your emotion reign supreme, and then you end up doing some shit and saying something like he said some shit and then he had to take it back. You don't want to do that, okay? And if you do say some wild things to her, don't take it back, because she's never gonna forget it, and taking it back is only gonna make you look weak, okay? So you say what you say and mean what you say, and stay behind it, period. That's it. I think if you follow those three things, you will find a lot of success with women. And not that you will end up sleeping with a lot of them. You will be the dominant person in any relationship that you establish. And that's where you want to be as a man. You want to have dominancy over whatever girl you're dealing with. Okay? I know feminism has got it all twisted a little bit, but you know what? I think the men that are left with their character and still have their masculinity intact will never let that slip out of their hand. Because at the end of the day, you cannot allow yourself to be led by a woman. She will literally drive you off of a cliff. Okay? I'm going to tell you that again. Never let a woman lead you, period. They're not meant to be leaders. They're not, okay? And I'm not saying that they're not meant to be leaders in other areas. But when it comes to a relationship, even in biblical stories, even in folklores, even in Greek mythology, even in ancient stories, it doesn't matter. There was never a time when the king was being led by the queen. It was never like that, period. It was the king leading the queen. And now I think feminism have had their hands in the story, so they try to change it and flip it. So I don't want to get into that. So I want to keep the video is giving you those three things. You follow them and you will have a lot of success, because that's where you want to be in control. So